Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Adele Ashley and I share content based on beauty, books, bullet journaling, and basically just my life here in Toronto as a 30-something-year-old. Just, figuring it out and living my best life. So for today, I figured I was going to share a little bit about my morning skincare routine. Full disclosure, I don't always wash my face in the morning. And that was something that I really like growing up. I was always told wash your face first thing in the morning, get ready for the day and everything else. And as I got older and I started getting facials and stuff like that, I actually was told to stop washing my face sometimes in the morning. So my esthetician was basically like, if you wake up in the morning and your face feels fine, don't wash it. Because I was struggling with I swam a lot, I was struggling with dry skin a lot as well, and my skin was always kind of irritated and seemed to be going towards sensitive skin, when now my skin is very much what you would call normal. My skin does not react to anything, for it to react to something something definitely is wrong. It will take anything I throw at it. I also joke, this is not a moment of pride for me, but I had a period of time where I was just feeling so kind of down and everything else, and I went to get a facial. I get facials every month, and my facialist asked me what was going on, and I was like, I don't think I've actually washed my face in 2-ish weeks. And nothing. My skin was clear, it was fine. So yeah, it's very resilient, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But either way, I don't wash my face all the time in the morning if it feels as if it is okay and it doesn't need to be cleansed. But every once in a while I do. I always wash my face at night. I need to point that out. I do wash it at the end of the day because I'm wearing sunscreen and a whole bunch of other products around my face. But if I wake up in the morning and it's fine, I'm not washing it. But I woke up today and my face was feeling a little bit kind of dry and also congested a little bit. I do think that has something to do with the weather that we're currently having in Toronto. It is absolutely hot one day. I was wearing a vest and a very thin shirt on Sunday or on Saturday, and the next day I had to wear a full jacket. It's going from warm to cold, spring to midwinter. We had snow the other morning. I don't know what's going on with the weather, but my skin is definitely feeling it. So we need to wash my face today, this morning. And there's a couple of things going on as well. I also have, I don't know if you guys can see it, but this mark right here on my forehead, which I have been trying so hard to get rid of. It popped up around the first week of January, Happy New Year, Ashley, and we have tried everything we can. We don't think it's it's not a blackhead or anything else. It just seems like a really big pore right in the middle of my forehead. That does, if you try to do an extraction on it, nothing comes out. Unless I've been wearing a lot of makeup and stuff like that, then a little bit would come out because it's actually so big. So yeah, it's there. We're living with it. I am going to go try and see a dermatologist and get an appointment to see one, just to make sure that there's nothing else going on and it is in fact just an enlarged pore, which will eventually clear out, hopefully soon. But until then, we're just washing our face and kind of dealing with it and trying a bunch of different products on it. I also have some hyperpigmentation recently because I broke out and then it just kind of scarred kind of on my cheek there. But you know what? We know what to do for it and we will be fine. So let's get into my morning skincare routine. So a product that I really love is the Biossance Gentle Amino Aloe Gentle Cleanser. This is actually one of my favorite cleansers that I purchased. I do also use the Kiehl's Ultra Facial a lot, and I think that's just because it is a standby for me. I will always use that. It's one of the first cleansers I actually used. So I will just always love that cleanser. But currently I am using the Biossance Squalene and Amino Aloe Gentle Cleanser on my face, and we do really enjoy this. So I don't have my cuffs with me today because I did, usually I have these like nice little cuffs, but they are currently in the wash. So we are just going to be very careful not to get our beautiful sweater wet. So I'm just using that cleanser today, just one cleanse instead of the double cleanse like I usually do at night, because I'm not wearing any makeup or sunscreen currently, so there's no need to like break up any of that stuff. My face is actually very clean right now. It just needs a quick wash just before I go into the rest of my product in case there's any like breaks or anything from the face. So after my face is washed, I always go in with a toner as well. I'm going to use the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Toner just because it is really light. I do also really like the Fenty Skin Toner, but because I do know that I'm going to be using an exfoliating product today, I am going to use this, which is a little bit more of a gentle cleanser. There's no like active ingredients in it, which is needed before I go in with the exfoliant that you're going to see me use. This is another product which I have loved for like years. I will use this all the time and constantly buy. I am so sad this bottle, it leaks a little bit on me because I did drop it like immediately after I got it and it cracked the top of it, but it is still sealed, all good, so there's no worries there in terms of like efficacy of the product. It just, my container is a little bit broken. And like always, I bring all my products down into my neck as well, just to make sure that everything is covered, and then gently patting it in so that we can glow. And it's funny, I always didn't understand kind of like what the purpose of a toner was, but someone told me it's actually kind of like your second step of cleansing. It finishes the cleanse, and I have noticed that once I consistently started using my toner after my face wash, instead of just like washing my face and jumping into like a moisturizer, it did actually make a really big difference in my skin. My basic 3-step routine is like, I'm using more products today, but usually is just like wash my face, throw some throw some toner on, and then moisturize, and like that's it. Like 3 steps can be done really easily. You actually don't need a whole bunch of products to make your skin good. I use other ones, you know, I used to be a beauty writer, so I very much am in that world and paying attention to what is going on in beauty products, and I just enjoy it. But you know, desert island or need to pack light, like I'm bringing a cleanser, a toner, and a moisturizer, and that could be all I potentially need. So I know I talked about using an exfoliant, and what I'm actually using is the Dr. Dennis Gross Alpha Beta Daily Peel. This is actually the extra strong version, so I buy the pack of like 60 of these. They do say that you can use them daily, but I actually end up using them like once a week, once a month sometimes, because I do have other exfoliants in my routine. But I really like these peel pads just to like kind of resurface and cleanse my skin sometimes. So it was between using this peel pad today or bringing out one of my holy grail products, the Biologic Research P50T. I opted against using P50 today just because I didn't want to, I want to be done. Like, we're doing this quickly today, and I actually don't know if my skin is able, I shouldn't say able to handle, I just don't feel like using it today, I guess is the easiest way to say. But Lotion P50T is one of my favorite chemical exfoliants. This is a liquid. It's very similar to like a toner, as opposed to the Dr. Dennis Gross, which is a peel pad. So just for ease of use, I will be going with the peel pad today, but the P50T is one that you guys may see me use and gush about a little bit more at some point in time. So like I said, these are kind of like peel pads, which is really nice. So it's basically like this little square, and you just rub the first one, so number 1, all over your face for kind of until they're dry is what I like to do. So I make sure that I get it all down into my neck, behind my head, side of my nose. I am hyper fixated on that bump on my forehead, so we are going over that today. But essentially you just wipe it all over your face is the best way to describe it. You just wipe it over, avoiding your eye area, obviously, like not getting your product in your eyes. And then that's about it. So after that, you are supposed to wait 1 to 2 minutes before you use the anti-aging neutralizer. So the first pad is all about kind of like peeling and smoothing your skin, or exfoliating and smoothing, which is what it's supposed to do. And then number 2 does kind of like neutralize your skin for you after you put that product on. I don't find these too abrasive or anything like that. I did use I've actually tried like all 3 of the DTG pads. So there is a gentle, there is like the regular strength, and then there is the extra strength. I opted to go with the extra strength because I just wanted to I knew I wasn't going to be using it daily. I would not use extra strength if I was using it daily. And I knew as like a once a week or as a monthly option, this was a really good way to go, as opposed to going with the full every single day, kind of like stripping my skin and ruining my skin barrier. I also only reach for these if I know that my skin can handle it, or if it's not already feeling a little bit like damaged or anything like that. That doesn't normally happen to me, but yeah, I'm aware of when I'm using these. They are extra strength, so maybe don't use them on times when my skin is already a little bit irritated. So after microdermabrasion, after micro needling or nano needling, I don't use it. But basically don't use it if you've done something to your skin, I guess is what I am trying to say. But yeah, these are something that I love. I buy them all the time from Sephora. It's funny, I used to do a roundup of like everything I was buying at the Sephora sale, and maybe I will bring that back because something that I really enjoyed putting together. But there are some products that were like, we do not buy this until it's Sephora sale time. It's kind of like my Super Bowl. I go in with a very clear plan of what we are going to be purchasing, what we are going to be splurging on, and what we're looking to try. Yeah, we'll see. So yeah, so it's been about 2 minutes. I'm just using the second pad now to neutralize. And the pads don't have any, I do feel it kind of like neutralizing it on my skin. It's not like tingly or anything like that, but I do know that I feel, I guess, like the chemical exfoliant on my skin a little bit. So the neutralizing does kind of help cool it down a little bit and make just everything feel good after that, but nothing that's like a cause for concern or anything like that. So yeah, so that is my exfoliation. And because I am using the DDG pads, I am also going to follow it up with lots of products that hydrate my skin. And one of the ones that I'm actually going to go for is the Pharmacy Feeling Good Hyaluronic Plumping Serum. This is actually easily one of my favorite hyaluronic acid products. It just works. It also smells so good. And you know what? I love it so much that I actually realized that I have 3 of these. 2 unopened. This is my 3rd one. Just kind of like chilling in my bathroom because I loved it so much, was running out, and proceeded to order one, forget I ordered it, and then purchase another one. So this is just like a really good hyaluronic acid. It isn't too, I find the ordinary one, it is good, but on me I find it a little bit too sticky. and I don't kind of like, it's like almost tacky on my skin, which I don't love. But the Pharmacy one, it does just kind of like float onto my skin, make it feel really good. And you know, I keep mentioning the smell, but it does smell like honey, which is so nice. But essentially I am just going to put that on my face. I do also use it after I use retinol, like immediately after I use retinol as well, just to make sure that there's moisture in my face. And then I do have a little bit of extra product on my hands, so I'm just going to make sure that I get that on my hands as well. Usually if I have any extra product that I'm using, I make sure to rub it on my hands, just so that my hands stay looking nice and useful as well. And then the final product that I am using is the Pharmacy Honey Halo Ultra Hydrating Ceramide Moisturizer. I was looking for something new to try, and I was convinced by, they happened to have like a pharmacy rep in store, and he was telling me all about how good this is to like for hydrating the skin. And I was looking for something specifically to use after retinol. So I did, when I first introduced retinol into my routine, I did a lot of research, and I did see that it could cause some skin irritation and dryness. And as someone who does not have dry skin, I really wanted to make sure that that was not something that I kind of like introduced and was proactively working against it. So I picked up this Pharmacy Honey Halo with the intention to only use it after I had after I used retinol. So at night, I ended up actually loving it so much that sometimes I use it during the day. I am staying home for the majority of the day today, so, and I did just do that like that chemical exfoliant and everything else. So I am going to just kind of like seal everything in. It's also very cold today outside, so we will be and I am going out later tonight, so I will be doing everything I can to protect my skin and my skin barrier. So that is the Pharmacy Honey Halo Ultra Ceramide moisturizer. Oh, Ultra Hydrating Ceramide moisturizer. And one thing I love about this as well is it does come with this like metal spatula which attaches to the lid by a magnet that's in the lid there. So you always have your scoop that you can use to get your product out without putting your fingers in it, so you're not like putting bacteria into your jar. And I love it. It's such a functional, like simple thing that goes a long way to making the product really great. This is another one that also smells really good. It is still, you know, a lot of pharmacy products are actually based on like honey or, I think it's just honey actually. They do have like a little bit of cherry and like flowers and stuff like that, but it is very like honey or like bee centric with their products. And I love this moisturizer. It goes on so well as well, which makes it really nice just to put on and kind of like pampering my skin at the end of the day. And then I'm actually not going to put on sunscreen right now. I do wear sunscreen every single day. You should be wearing sunscreen every single day, even if it is like the middle of winter or cloudy outside, because those UV rays can be getting in still to your skin, and it's one of the ways to prevent aging. Like you could be doing all the skincare, using retinol, everything else. If you're not using sunscreen, you are kind of like working against all the other products that you use. So I do like the Supergoop Unseen Screen sunscreen. It is one of my favorites. I'm not going to put it on right now. I'm just going to let my moisturizer sink in for a little bit, make some coffee, answer a couple emails, and then I will come back and put this on in about like 45 minutes. I'm not going to be near any windows as well, which is kind of a big part there. If I was going out right away, I would put this on. I do like the Unseen sunscreen because it is really good as, it's like a gel, I guess you could say. sunscreen. So it is water resistant for 40 minutes and SPF 40, which is great for every day. And also if I'm wearing makeup, sometimes I just use this as my primer because it is, it's not sticky per se, but my makeup sticks to it, if that makes sense. So it doesn't create like an oily base. It's a very kind of like matte base that I find my makeup adheres to. But if I'm just wearing it by itself, I'm not feeling as if my face is like tacky. So Unseen Screen is sunscreen by Supergoop, is one of my favorites. I am also a huge fan of the Black Girl sunscreen. That does not white cast at all on me, which I should mention this one doesn't either. It's a clear gel. And then I also love the the Shiseido Skin Stick. I keep a lot of times in my bag or my purses on the go so that I can reapply every 2 hours. Or if I've been in like water or my face was wet or something like that, where I sweat it off, I can reapply sunscreen really easily with the Shiseido sunscreen stick as opposed to pulling out like a full liquid and rubbing it on my face. But yeah, so I always wear sunscreen. That's my tip. Biggest part of my skincare routine is sunscreen, sunscreen, sunscreen. And then one other thing that I like to use is the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask. So this is actually, it's in the title, it's a sleeping mask. It's supposed to be used like as an overnight lip treatment. I like it pretty much all the time. It does, it is thick, like it's a thicker product. It's very much like a thick balm, I guess you could describe it as. But I really like it just to use kind of through the day. A lot of the time, if I'm not wearing like lipstick or anything like that, I slap it on before I leave the house. It's really great in winter just to keep my lips, I guess, like not dry. It's just a standby for me. I do have to say, I've had so many people be like, this is so expensive. I can't believe it's $26 for this tiny jar. Honestly, these last me about a full year. I like purchase them and they are a full 1 year product for me. This tiny little jar, I'm like maybe halfway through it, if even, and it is a full year long product for me. I just like the original. I know they have like all the different flavors and stuff like that, but the Berry Original is hands down my favorite. I just slap it on my lips and we are good to go. In terms of like moisture, it locks it in. It's a really good base. If I know that I'm going to be wearing lipstick later, I always make sure it's on my lips an hour or two before to make sure that they're smooth. Like, this is my top tier winter product for my lips, but also just year round, if that makes sense. So that is my morning skincare routine. Thank you so much for following along with me. If you haven't yet, like this video, subscribe, leave a comment. I would love to hear from you, whether you like the style of video or not, if I should keep including beauty content on my channel. But until next time, have a great day.